Meet Sarah. She is a hardworking single mother, juggling multiple jobs just to make ends meet. Every morning, she wakes up before dawn, her weary eyes flickering with determination as she prepares for another grueling day. But amidst the chaos of all of her routines, there's one moment that stands out. It's the first thing she does when she gets her paycheck. With trembling hands, she doesn't rush to pay bills or to splurge on herself. Instead, she sets aside a portion of her hard-earned money for her and her son's future. You see, Sarah knows the power of the first. She understands that prioritizing her and her son's future, she's laying the groundwork for something greater than herself. It's a sacrifice, yes, but one filled with hope and unwavering love. As the months pass by, Sarah's dedication pays off. Bit by bit, her future fund grows, becoming a beacon of possibility in their otherwise challenging lives. She isn't tying up these funds, though, in accounts she can't touch. So when her car needs new tires, instead of reaching for a credit card, she's able to use this future fund without interrupting its growth. Then she diligently pays herself back for the tires. And when the time finally comes for her son to pursue his dreams, Sarah's heart swells with pride, knowing that she played a part in making it all possible. In the face of adversity, Sarah chose to prioritize what mattered most. And in doing so, she not only transformed her own story, but also created a legacy of resilience and love that would endure for generations to come.
In a world where chaos seems to reign supreme, where uncertainty lurks around every corner, and financial markets are now more unpredictable than ever, there's one place you can turn to find clarity and control. Welcome to the Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Amanda.
Join us as we dive deep in the world of personal and business finance
to assist you in navigating through the chaos and building the financial future you deserve.
We believe when conventional financial thinking doesn't get you where you want to go,
you need wealth wisdom.
So if you're ready to take control of your financial destiny,
tune in to the Wealth Wisdom Financial Podcast.
Because in a chaotic world, your money shouldn't be.
Subscribe now and never miss an episode.
So you just watched our new intro video. I think it is pretty good. Now, let's be honest, it's really good. So anyway, we are doing a series on 12 foundational money principles that have really helped us. Actually, it's helped us so much that we wrote a book about it. But really, it's timeless stuff. Some of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like, has been around for, I don't know, since the dawn of time, literally. And this principle today has been around for a really, really, really long time. I don't know, maybe we just forgot about it.
Well, and so here's the tip. You're catching us foundation number 1. Be sure you hit subscribe. Be sure you hit the bell for notifications. As we release these 12 principles, you're going to want to get them, digest them. And my biggest tip is, rather than approaching this with thinking, I know this already, some of these principles you might have heard before, instead invite to question, how am I doing this? And could I do it better? How could I improve in my financial life in relation to this principle? But I will warn you, some of these foundations you're probably not going to have heard before. These are not just your cookie cutter cliche type things. They're going to be really powerful. So again, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss an episode as we release these 12 foundations going forward. Okay, ready to jump into foundation number 1?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So what do you do when you first wake up in the morning? What do you do when you first get to work?
Am I supposed to say grab my phone?
That's what a lot of people do, check their email, right? When you have money come in, what do you do with it first?
Go to Chick-fil-A?
These questions are worth reflecting on because they tell you a lot about your heart. Someone who drinks a glass of water rather than reaching for their phone has different priorities on their day, and their day is probably going to go differently.
All right.
Someone who checks their email first and spends the first hour of the day reading and responding to email is going to have a different kind of day at work than the person who does their number one top priority before even opening their inbox, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Basic time management kind of principles here. But here's the thing that transformed my story, at least when it comes to money. I changed what I did first. I put the most valuable thing first in my cash flow cycle before anything else. And after that was said, then I moved on to second, third, fourth, kind of built from there and created my system. But the first was the most important. Now, this principle comes mostly from time management, and we're going to draw a picture, talk about what it looks like.
Time management and the Bible, actually, like law of first fruits, that
The
kind
tithe,
of thing.
yeah,
The tithe.
Yep.
It's even in Profit First, and The Richest Man in Babylon is another book that talks about it. But really, it's, again, what we put first matters. And we're going to do, again, that drawing to say, how do we actually visually see it in action? Okay, so we have two jars. One jar, and again, it's just a visual, is full of water. Right, so this professor does this time thing and he's like, okay, what else can I put in this jar full of water? Right, and so he tries to put in sand or dirt or other things, and basically,
Well, no, he just asked the class, this jar full of water, could I put rocks, sand, all these other things I have over here on the side into this jar without spilling the water? And the class says,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You can't do that.
Then he takes the empty jar over here and he puts in, right, the rock, the big rock, the little rock, all the sand, right? So they're in here, right? He fills it to here with sand. And then he says, could I put the water in?
Yep.
Okay.
And then they're like, yeah, you can.
Yeah. So he starts putting the water in and it gets full.
So what this says is a time management system, right? It's about putting the big rocks in first, right? What you prioritize first matters. And so we talk about this in other areas, in the EOS world, time management and all of that. But a lot of times we don't think about it. But sometimes in Profit First, putting the big rock in first. But how do we do that personally and in our finances realistically?
Yeah, well, and part of what this is it's not just a principle. It's not just a good thing to do. There's tons of benefits from what you put first. So using this power of the first, I've gained 3 big benefits from it. One is it's given me confidence. If I could put that first thing first and prioritize with one thing, you betcha believe ya, I could prioritize other things and I could have the confidence to do what's most important to me. And then, it built my confidence. And then it also kept me focused, right? If I could do that one thing and focus on that one thing, then, and it would have ripple effects into all the other things, but I could get that done. Then maybe I could relax actually a little bit more because I was focused and I knew the most important thing got done. And then also it got me through some really rough times when things were shaky in business or the economy or just life in general. If I did that one thing, that first thing, and I made sure that even if nothing else got done, I got that done, it was almost like a rock I could stand on, to go back to the rocks, but a little bit differently. I could always go back and find it and find that center, find that grounding in the midst of chaos.
Yeah. And again, this is why we've put this as one of the first principles here, is building that foundation is really, really important, right? And again, everyone has a plan for your money and your time, right? Just I don't know, look at all the subscription services that we have and say, okay, they want me to watch more. They want me to binge. They want me to do all of this. And so we know that there's a plan for our money, but we have to prioritize first what we value and what we want.
Yeah. So this is some words that I would love everybody to have out of their vocabulary. I would love it if I could never hear these phrases again. The first one being, I don't have time for that.
Oh yeah. I hear this
It's
time.
so super frustrating. Yeah, you do have the time for it. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just that it's not a priority for you. So instead of saying, I don't have time for that, I would rather people say, that's not a priority. I have other things I want to do with my time.
And then what I would love to hear is, okay, what are those priorities? And you actually wrestle with those priorities and say, oh yeah, instead of working on building a good foundation, I'd rather binge watch Suits or whatever.
Yeah, and it's
and
okay.
be
If
okay
that's
with
your
it.
priority, that's your priority. Do it. Watch Suits. It's a great show.
Yeah, it is.
The same I love to apply to money. I want to get out of my head any phrases like I don't have the money for,
Mhm.
because it's the same as the time. It's just I have prioritized my money. It's doing other things. So therefore, my money is doing this, therefore it can't do that.
Yep.
And that gets into some of, like not having a lacking mindset, right? And hearing those words, I don't have the money for, right? That's something we can model for our kids. It's not that we don't have the money for it. It's that we prioritize other things with our money. And here's what we get to do because of that priority and those kind of things. So
Yep.
what should you prioritize? I think giving is a great thing to prioritize. This goes back to a lot of religious and spiritual roots of giving first, and that when you give, your heart follows, right? It also releases a little more freedom and confidence in your life. And then the other thing is saving. Go back to the richest man in Babylon, pay yourself first,
Yep.
Set aside money for the future. And a lot of people feel like that's too hard. How could they ever do that? And that's what we invite them to start with at least 1%. Maybe 1% for giving, 1% for saving. And if you're living on 100%, you're not going to miss that 2%. It's such a small deal. And then gradually over time, increasing from 1% to 2% until you get to where you want to be.
Yep.
And where you want to be might be different, but there's also some rules of thumb of how much you might want to save to have the same lifestyle in the future, those kind of things. We'd love to, if you're ever curious, how much should I be saving? That's a great time to talk with us, which is a great segue into introducing you to how you can talk with us.
Ready to take the next step towards securing your financial future? Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for your dream home, or you just want to make your money work harder for you, the team at Wealth Wisdom Financial are ready to assist you. And now, it's easier than ever to see how we might give you a boost on your financial journey.
Schedule a 15-minute discovery call with one of us today.
And let's discuss your questions and your financial goals together.
Don't wait any longer. Your financial freedom awaits. Schedule your discovery call at www.wealthwisdomfp.com/call.
Okay, so here's the thing I'd love for you to do. When you go schedule that discovery call that you just heard about, put into the notes that you'd love to know how much you should be saving to maintain your same lifestyle in retirement. We'd love to dig into that question with you. Okay, now for a word of warning.
Yeah, what I will hear is the yeah buts. Yeah, but inflation. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but that. Like I hear it all the time. And again, what I think happens is people will blame inflation or blame other things and not have those systems in their head and in place. Whether milk is higher or lower doesn't matter. It's percentage based some in those regards. And again, we're talking about the idea of making and keeping the money, but having those pre-decisions, because a lot of times, as I've talked to countless clients, they say, I don't have this, but they have 100 different subscriptions again. And they're like, but.
Yeah, and it might even not be that thing. So a lot of people already have something happening first that they may not be aware of, or they might think that it's the only option. And that is, a few years back, Congress passed a law that allowed employers to automatically enroll their employees in the 401k without them opting out. You actually have to be aggressive about opting out rather than being aggressive about opting in. And so if you're working at an employer that has a 401k, your first thing from your paycheck might be adding to that 401k. We're not saying that's a good or a bad thing, but that might be something you might want to explore. And that might also free up some things to help you combat some of that inflation or some of those, big debts or something like that. Again, that's something just to be aware of and to explore a little bit more. For now, we want you to spend some time dreaming of what life would be like to grow in generosity and growing and saving first. The minute you get paid, giving and saving, and through regular practice, increasing that from 1% to 2% and beyond. They say the adventures start with a single step. So this could be your first step. And then we're going to invite you on a more fuller journey from here, a grand adventure going through these 12 foundational principles. But one of the big things is that principles are principles. They're knowledge.
Yep.
Wisdom is applied knowledge. How do you take these principles, this idea of the first, and how do you apply it in a way that you're excited about it? You actually get, like Sarah at the beginning of the story, this becomes your touchstone, your focus point, your thing that you look forward to of all the other things that you do, and have that sense of excitement about it, knowing you're impacting future generations by doing this kind of thing. And that's where we have a very special, awesome thing to help you implement, put it into practice. Brandon, Why don't you tell them about that?
Oh, there you go. So if you noticed, here is our book, 5 Smooth Stones. And this is the chapter that we were just talking about here, the principles of the first. Now, again, this is a great tool. Now, what I've learned is we have a lot of knowledge out there. I mean, we're doing videos. We have a lot of videos. We have a lot of content, right? And there's just a lot of content out there. Now you could get the book, right? And put it on your shelf and say, that's awesome. Check, I got that. Now I'm good. Let's move on to the next thing, right? That's what a lot of people do with books or with podcasts or whatever. But what we want you to do is get the book and actually crack it open. Use it. It actually, you can write in it. It's a cool thing. You could have a pen and actually put your thoughts in there with paper.
Oh, maybe I should show them my example. We are doing this. Like, here's my week 1, and there's the question, and here's my things I wrote about it to help me find even more joy on putting things first, which I've been doing for over a decade, and yet I still got something out of that exercise.
That you helped create.
So. Right? We don't need to build this up anymore. We need to tell you where to get it. So
again, what I want to make sure though, is that when you get it, of course you're going to get it, but really crack it open, engage. So
the place you get it is wealthwisdomfp.com/shop. And yes, we have these beautiful vegan leather, thick paper, ribbon, bookmarks, little elastic strap, all those things in this version.
Even arrows.
But for people that love the Kindle and want to be able to use it on their iPad or their tablet or something, you can totally get the Kindle version. All the details are at wealthwisdomfp.com/shop. Yeah.
So again, we want to not just see you know stuff. We know what we need to do, right? We know that that's a principle that we should be doing, but what we want to do is empower you for wisdom to actually apply that knowledge.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Go ahead, go to the shop page, get your copy physically or on the Kindle, and we'll see you next time when we dig into foundation number 2. The topics presented in this podcast are for general information only and not for the purposes of providing legal, accounting, or investment advice. On such matters, please consult a professional who knows your specific situation.